tax bill?
Look, this tax bill is terrible. And
are you impressed by the leadership? Do you think they've done a good job?
We need to be strong against it. Right now, about 2 out of every 3 people in America think it is a bad tax bill, and yet the Republicans just keep jamming it forward. You know, we talked about today the fact that what the Republicans are trying to do here is they want to give away about $1.5 trillion to giant corporations, and then they want to have higher taxes on people making less than $75,000 a year, and they want to raise taxes on students. People have to borrow money in order to go to school. This is a terrible plan, and the real question has to be, with 2 out of 3 Americans opposed to this plan, why do the Republicans keep pushing it? And I'll tell you why they keep pushing it. They keep pushing it because it's a payoff to their big donors. That's what the Republicans are here for. In fact, some of them have admitted it quite openly, that they're here to help their big donors, because if they don't, their big donors may pull money from the next election and not help them get reelected.
Is one of the reasons why the Democrats are so anemic and fighting it is because they have the same rich donors? I'm tired. I saw a lot of activity last January, a lot of resistance in the street. I don't see it now, Senator. I don't see the action out there against this bill. Where is it visually? It doesn't seem to be obvious.
But if you ask people around the country, they get what this tax bill is about, Chris. They understand that this is a tax bill to help the rich. They see it, they taste it, they feel it. And if the Republicans ram this thing through, they're going to explode the debt. They're going to raise taxes on hardworking families. And by the way, even today, we had the nominee in to be the chair of the Federal Reserve. And he admitted that when you raise taxes on people making less than $75,000 a year, what you do to the economy is you pull demand out of the economy. That's going to be hard on the economy overall. When you explode the debt, that's something America is going to have to pay for down the line. It is fiscally irresponsible. It is democratically irresponsible.
Do you have a sense that I've looked at the bill, like you're the expert on the bill. I've looked at the bill, and I've noticed one thing, that states like New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Jersey, California, blue states, are being penalized. Do you believe the president sat down with his people, and besides getting their piece of the pork they all wanted to get what you've described as their benefits for the wealthy and their donor class, I agree with all that they targeted the states that voted for Secretary Clinton? They seem to have done that. Is this a penalty box situation for the people who voted for the opposition?
They have targeted the states that actually are responsible. The states that say, you know, we're going to tax ourselves a little bit more so that we can provide better education for our kids, so that we can invest more in infrastructure, so that we can put some dollars on the table for research, so that we can build a stronger future. And now, what the Republicans want to do is they want to say, we want you to pay a penalty for that. We want you to be double taxed on that. We don't want you, who are out there trying to build an economy that works not just for a thin slice at the top, but an economy that works for all of us. We want to try to get in the way of that. We want to stick a stick in the spokes. You know, in Massachusetts, we work hard, and we do. We tax ourselves so we can make investments in building a future for all of our kids. And what the Republicans don't like is we show in Massachusetts how we can make government work for all of us. That's something the Republicans don't want.
Have you excluded the possibility it's a political penalty as well for voting for his opponent?
You know, look, I don't know the motives. I can't look into the motives of these guys. But what I sure can do is see what they're actually doing. They're taking states like Massachusetts that are doing a great job, and they're saying, we're going to raise your costs. We're going to double tax you here because we don't like you building a future for your kids.
Let me ask you about this. I'm a student of modern political history, as you know, and I watched how Lyndon Johnson promoted Richard Nixon back in '66 in that midterm election by calling him out, calling him a chronic campaigner. And what he did is elevate Nixon. Nixon got the time to respond to him. It seems in a weird, ironic way, although you have nothing to do with Richard Nixon. By the way, Massachusetts is the one state that really didn't like Nixon at all, ever. He seems like he's promoting it with this Pocahontas nonsense. It seems like he can't get off of you. Is he afraid of you? And ironically, is he helping promote people wanting you to be his opponent next time?
Look, what happened yesterday, I don't think this is about politics. This is really appalling. That was supposed to be a ceremony yesterday to honor Native Americans who had fought for this country during World War II, who had put it all on the line and saved countless lives, Americans and our allies, incredible men who are now in their 90s, to honor them, to honor their families. And he just couldn't make it through without a racial slur.
Yeah.
I think that Donald Trump thinks that by doing that, he's going to shut me up, but he's not. I'm still going to get out there, and I'm going to talk about this terrible tax bill. I'm going to get out there, and I'm going to talk about the consumer agency and why we need a consumer agency that fights for families instead of one just another big wet kiss for Wall Street.
So Pocahontas is going to be your bugle call. Every time he does this, you're going to come back fighting. Is that it?
Look, it's wrong
I think it's
for
ridiculous
him to do this. It's wrong. It's not just ridiculous, it's wrong.
Okay. Senator Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts, thank you for the fire.